Good morning, my name is Chris Count, CEO of Grit Virtual. This is a short overview video to talk about the basic workflow for Grit. So with Grit, we believe that schedules will exist in multiple granularities depending on who is using them and what they are using them for. So from Lean Construction, we actually get the 5 layers: master, phase, look ahead, weekly, and daily, that are all used for different purposes. Now today, most of the scheduling software you see, especially 4D software, will only exist in this master level. Well, what Grit aims to do is start with the master level 4D and then break it down for use in these other 4 areas. And you can see we have a concept of T minus. So effectively, as an activity comes within a 6-week look ahead, or T minus 45 days, we're going to look to break that activity down into work packages or tasks based upon last planner input. So in the first module, you're going to see something that typically looks like a legacy 4D schedule, being able to oversee the schedule over time connected to the model objects, being able to play in order to see the sequence so that you can understand how the building is going to come together, even at a Gantt level. And you can also see that we are starting to overlay the production schedule that is largely the same because we haven't broken down any activities yet. As we navigate to the last planner, we're introducing a new user, that foreman or superintendent required for a certain scope of work. You can see here on the left that there is a prioritized queue of activities that are ready to be broken down based on the time frame determined by the general contractor. By selecting an activity, we automatically drill down to the individual objects that represent the activity. By selecting a subset of those objects, we're already breaking this activity down. And by adding multiple tasks per grouping, we're also breaking them down in that form. Effectively, we've broken one activity down into 6 individual work packages that are discrete in the fact that they use the same materials, tools, equipment, manpower, and information as each other and don't share them across these task lines. Now, the system is going to look at this in a CPM, or critical path method, sense to understand what are the longest duration paths in the schedule, either based on activity data from the master schedule or task data from last planner input. Anytime that an activity has been completely tasked out, we understand that we can replace it with the multiple tasks rather than use the single activity. If we started out with a boulder and hit it with a pickaxe and now we have rocks, the rocks are what's created through to that last planner input. Now at the simulation stage, we're going to perform CPM, but also look at things such as simulations. So our simulations are going to look at the constraints of work days, working hours, the available crew size for each individual trade, but effectively reapplies all the constraints onto the network map and constrains it back into swim lanes for each individual contractor. So now on the look ahead, you can drill down to just what you as an electrical contractor care about and see the impact of that, rather than searching through hundreds of lines on a Gantt chart to find the few that pertain to you. And finally, we understand that we want that project team to be scrubbing the data initially right before the actual activity occurs. And that's why we've built this workflow into weekly work plans. We understand that project teams will largely agree with us, but they can choose to do a different sequence should they want to or see an advantageous route. This is actually over time where we'll gather a data set that will populate the machine learning bot that will enhance Grit with every project use. As project teams move cards to in progress or complete either in real time as they're doing the activity, at the end of each day, or even waiting for that same weekly coordination meeting, Grit takes every one of these card moves into account so that we can understand exactly the productivity of that activity. We can understand the progress for that individual contractor, but more importantly, we embrace the concept of sunk schedule. And effectively, yes, we're going to calculate KPIs about what happened, but largely we're more concerned with how did the delta between actual and planned affect my downstream schedule. There is a version of our simulations that runs continually, taking into account any delta from an in progress or complete move, and immediately start running contingency plans to either mitigate the delay or take advantage of a gain anywhere in the project schedule. This is what will populate on your dashboard as we see the progress, the sprint information, PPC, and also the project feed for everyone interacting on the job site. If you'd like to learn more about Grit and how we're shifting the paradigm of what construction schedules mean to the entire project team, please reach out to us at hello@gritvirtual.com. Thank you very much.